Well, well, well. He had no other choice but to plead guilty because he wanted to make the stats. So people like Jared Taylor and Steve Mullen Fool and Roaming Millennial could have something to gloat about. Liar. Freaking liars. All of you are freaking liars. So, yeah, I'm going to read this. I actually talked about this a few months ago. This guy basically arresting innocent black people to make the stats because that's what they do, right? Police chief pleads guilty to framing innocent blacks in Biscayne Park. Prosecutors recommend 2 years in prison for Raimundo Atesiano. Really? 2 years? He should get a year for everybody that he threw in jail for nothing. That's what he should get. Biscayne Park, Florida. When Raimundo Atesiano was the police chief of a small village nestled between North Miami and Miami Shores. He had the strategy to create a fictitious 100% clearance rate for burglaries. It involved arresting innocent black males to pin crimes on them, prosecutors said. Before joining the department of the village Biscayne Park, Atesiano had experienced some had experience in some Miami-Dade County Corrections Department and his officers for Hialeah Police Department. The FBI and Florida Department of Law Enforcement investigators learned Atesiano ordered three of his subordinates at Biscayne Park to violate the civil rights in three separate occasions. Atesiano admitted to on one occasion that he instructed an officer to falsely arrest and charge an individual for several vehicle burglaries based on what Atesiano knew were false confessions. Prosecutors said in a statement. As a part of a plea deal agreement, Atesiano, 52, pleaded guilty in federal court on Friday to conspiring with subordinate officers to violate the individual's civil rights by making false arrests. Keep in mind, he's not the only one. Let me go on with this thing. Atesiano's trial was set to start Monday. Had he been found guilty, he could face the maximum of 11 years in prison. Prosecutors are now recommending a 2-year sentence. No, he needs a full 11, if not more. Prosecutors identified their victims as CD, EB, and TC, a 16-year-old boy. Really? Say their names. Yes, say their names. You don't want to say the names of your victims, right? Although Although the three victims who were targeted were black, the prosecutors did not consider race as a factor in the case. They won't because they always try to pretend and deflect. And these are the former officers, I guess, right here. Former officers Charlie Dayab and Paul Fernandez pleaded guilty to deprivation of the victim's civil rights. In return, the state dropped the second charge, conspiracy to violate civil rights under color of law. Yeah, man. Yeah, they. Okay. I. You guys know what I'm thinking. Where's the consequences? That's what I want to know. There is no consequences for these pigs. That's what they are, pigs. I'm gonna call them that. You can't just do something like that and just get away with it. That's not right. Three of his accomplices, former Biscayne Park officers Guillermo Ravello and Charlie Dayoub, with Raul Fernandez had already entered a guilty pleas for their roles in the conspiracy. They're complicit in it. They need more than that, in my opinion. Records show that Ravelo arrested CD, say the name. They don't want to even say the name of their victims because they don't want to deal with it. On January 23rd, 2013, and EB on February 26, 2014, despite the lack of evidence incriminating them. Ravelo accused CD and EB, two men in their 30s, of burglaries. Records show that Diob and Fernandez arrested a teenage boy on June 13, 2013, and accused him of being involved in 4 burglaries. They just pinned it on him for no reason. The two 2013 arrests allowed Atesiano to brag about the department's clearance rate for burglaries during the council meetings on July 13th. 2 years at Biscayne Park, Atesiano resigned as chief in 2014. The sentencing hearings are October 4 for Ravelo, October 6 for Fernandez, and November 27 for Atesiano. These pigs deserve the maximum for what they did to these innocent people. They can't get their time back. No, put them all in jail. The thing is, this stuff is serious because these are the ones that got caught. Think of all the other ones that haven't. Or the ones that plant stuff on people for no reason. Like that dumb race soldier they're trying to clear her name, the one in Texas, as they planted some bull crap on Botham. I don't believe that he had any kind of drugs or anything like that. This is what they do. They fake stuff and they put it on people, man. That's not cool. For all the police officers that don't do that, please speak up against those that do and practice justice. This is wrong. It's been wrong. And it's the reason that the stats are all jacked up. You talk about, like you got these idiots, charlatans running around like Jared Taylor and the ones that I mentioned before, Steve Malenfool and all these white supremacists, suspect white supremacists or whatever you want to call them, talking about, there's most crimes in black neighborhoods and all that. These pigs have never even been in a black neighborhood. Yeah, they're shills for their own ideology, but yet this is what supports them. And then they talk about supporting this blue lie. When black people are being targeted and framed for stuff that they didn't do, and of course they have their little insults like didn't do when they're the biggest dindus of all time. Claiming, always want to try to deflect everything. These idiots will even deny slavery. Oh, the Africans sold this. Yeah? Who are those Africans that did that? Are there titles to these people? Yeah, I'm bringing it all the way back there too. They lie all the time, all the way up to now. And you see this just to make these damn stats. Give all 3 of these clowns the maximum penalty. They should serve years for all the stuff that they've done. Beyond 2 years. Let them think about it for a while.